Now, we all might be thinking the same thing here. Are the G-Men back? Perhaps coming off the biggest victory for this team in the last decade against the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football, and probably more so the biggest victory for Coach Brian Daboll as the head coach of the New York Giants in his tenure. I just think that we are faced with some big questions about what the team might be looking like in these next two games here against the Denver Broncos and then again the Philadelphia Eagles. So I just wanted to welcome you here for a quick discussion in week 6. Let's go ahead and get to this as we discuss, are the New York Giants for real this time? Okay, welcome here, man. That guy AsBlueAsItGets. Let's get off started with this. Just want to give another shout out to anyone who might get a chance to check these out or comes by to enjoy these. I'd like to show my appreciation once more to y'all coming here. I don't know everything that goes around. I do see that it gets, shared at some places. I don't want to know where they come from, but yeah, I guess somebody's interested enough to do that, right? So, as we go on into this week here in this discussion, man, um, I think the biggest questions coming off of that victory is that the Giants are really serious about what we're doing right now. We're not going to mess around with it, man. But Jaxson Dart, I think, played a great game. Pretty moving around in the pocket, escaping blitzes, and really had a great feel and touch to his game on Thursday. And it really proved to be just big energy that trickled out through the offense and through the team and into the defense as well, of course. And with Cam Skattebo as well, having a great season, rookie season for himself. And we just want to see more. He's got that ball of energy and juggernaut he's out there and known. He is a battering ram that is out there to punish the defense on every touch, man, that he can. And it's great stuff that we've been seeing out of the offense. And then, of course, Ryan Burns on the defensive side coming down with another 2 sacks is a huge thing. And it's the defensive offensive side of the ball has been great play as of recently. Now, the thing about this, of course, is how actual is all this stuff with the team. I think, to say that the real is 100% certified with us right now and the New York Giants is probably a little much. We're trying to be a little reserved in this. We don't want to speak out of pocket because people speak out of pocket a lot of times and they hype their teams up, and then when it comes down to week 17, 18, whatever else, they're all out of it, man. But you got to be built in the right fashion to make it through the 18 weeks season, especially as a fan of New York Giants. And although we are not exactly built the same, you know what I'm saying? Some people out there are 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, all rolling and raving in their nice little oversized SUVs and whatnot and shit, just big balls hanging from their trucks, man. But, a lot of the times people talk a big game, but on the inside, they just as small as the next man who's not as tall as that, or woman, of course, and things like that. So we're all built differently. But when you're built like you are, you get used to being built like you are, and then you got to be forward tough and all that extra stuff. You know what I mean? But um, yeah. So what this comes down to, I think, with the team and the New York Giants, of course, is if they can take this victory that we have had and really take it into the next week with that same type of focus and dedication to playing a really top end football for themselves, because the talent is, respectable on the team, both sides of the ball, honestly, from the offensive edge, of course, and then the linebackers, and the secondary has hopefully starting to gain more confidence in himself and the system and working in that. Shane Bone has been doing pretty well, although the numbers, the raw numbers, are still like yardage allowed and things like that are still not the best. From what we're seeing on the field, is the play through the pace of a game has really been good for the defensive side of the ball, as the front seven has always been something in the games, most of these games here. It's really something that's at least putting pressure onto the QB and getting them out of their rhythm and things like that. And then with our off the side, of course, with the QB change now that we've had Jackson Dart in, it's proven to allow the offense itself to play not only within the play call, but outside of that, and letting the talents like Jackson Dart, of course, and Skattebo, and Wandale Robinson, who's been picking up for the last, 3, 4 games. He's had really stellar performances uh, in those in that stretch there. And Jalen Heineke now getting stuff, even after we lost neighbors. And there is some talk about the team possibly, rumor mill of us possibly trading for a wide receiver or something like that. Maybe they find one in free agency. It's kind of, for if they're trying to look for something to replace that, to find it in free agency. Even though we did have a little Jordan Humphrey who had a big game as well against Thursday. But we'll see how that plays out. Right now, though, as far as the team and actually um, how actual they are to being good again is going to be answered more through these next 2 weeks, I think. And that's what the fandom should have a really good time and excitement and enjoyment of watching these games. Just like I hope you enjoy watching these videos when you come by, if you do, when you do, or if you don't, hopefully you'll grow to enjoy them as the channel itself grows, because growing is part of that thing. And although it's not always on the outside, and to see people, um I don't know, when people put the ideal out what you're supposed to be something respectful to them, it's not something that you should always have to chase. So the Giants themselves, don't have to chase to be some type of Philadelphia Eagles or Kansas City Chiefs, or something like that, or Los Angeles Chargers. They have to be their own greatness, and that's what they're choosing to be. Hopefully now, and we're definitely down with that vibe. You should always choose to be your greatest self, and that's what we're going to try to do here around the channel. We try to make improvements, and even though we don't get all the views, we still keep the grind going and have the self-confidence to keep on grinding, because we wouldn't be here today without the same grind that took us to get through the years of the fandom, of course, but years in life, but years in this fandom, to get here now. So big up, shout out to the Giants again. Big ups to anybody that comes by and sees these. And I think that's really all I really have to say about this week. And this week discussion about the Giants, really serious. I think the final point of it is these 2 weeks, Denver and then Philly again. Beating the Broncos is all good, I think that's already one, at least in my particular guesstimations, was one that we, was a point of emphasis for the coaching staff to maybe win because of this 3 week stretch with the Eagles, Denver, and then Eagles. So if we can definitely win and put up a great performance against Denver, and then take that into that next game with the Eagles, it'll just be spectacular stuff to see, for the team and everything like that. The potential of us just adding more W's to the win column. It's been a nice chill weekend. We watched the Cowboys taking L. We watched the Commanders taking L. And we handed the L to the Eagles ourselves. So that is was up for this weekend right here. It's been a minute for a weekend that we were probably like the one team that won, and then everybody else in the division, lost. I don't know the exact number on that. I'm sorry, I'm just speaking loosely here. When I want to get into more specifics and things like that, of course, I will bring some data and things like that to back it up. Um, yeah, but that's pretty much it, man. I think that's just the one I want to speak to everybody about, and saying, hey, enjoy the vibes this week. I'm writing them vibes for real, and yeah, everything else that was in here, it was in here. Peace out, man. One.